Expo, so I'll just kind of walk you through this chronologically. It's kind of a long story, so I'll try to keep it as short as possible. I know we're on a little bit of a schedule here, but I guess the story starts in mid to late September with my friend Hunter, who's sitting in the audience here. He kind of introduced me to Lake Minnetonka where I caught the fish. And we went out there a couple times, and mid-late September, saw a lot of big fish, got to know the lake, got a lot of fun, got wrecked by a lot of waves from giant boats, which is super annoying, but it's well worth it when you get to catch fish like this in the end. And then it became probably about early October. Me and Casey, who works over at Thornburg's here, he knows a lot of stuff about fishing. If you need help selecting any items, or you just want some knowledge, any local knowledge or anything like that, we went out there in early October, and we came across this spot in Wayzata Bay. Casey had a follow from the fish, it hit the tail, it was plastic. We kept moving down that shoreline, and we came across this fish. And we know it was this fish because it had a big scar on its upper lip. So we gave it a name. I won't really go into the details of the name, because there's some kids in the audience, but the name is Big Sloppy, and if you want to know why, just come ask me afterwards. I'll be around here for a little longer over at the Muskie's, North Metro Muskie's Inc. booth. And this fish, you might not believe me, but you can talk to Casey. This fish actually came in on my lure. And this is a big piece of structure. It followed this lure for, what do you think, Casey? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Kind of on and off, it would hang by the boat, 5 feet away from the lure, would get back into the figure eight. Me and Casey started switching off figure eight in it, and they would just hang by the boat. So, one of the craziest fishing experiences of my life. So we kept hammering that spot over and over and over again for the next month. And me and my friend Joe, my eventual net man, went out there on October 31st, Halloween, and we got there probably at, 10 in the morning, got situated, got on our spot. We were fishing suckers at this point in the season. The water's gin clear, so we're trying some new stuff. We're putting suckers down 20 feet in the water column over, 30, 40, 50 feet of water sometimes out in the basin. And straight in the bottom, straight vertical, got it sitting in the rod holder. My clicker goes off, and this fish took my sucker in its mouth. I have no idea why the fish would do this. It ran for 75 yards, probably. This is a big piece of structure, and it ran the whole length of the structure. And I'm screaming at Joe. We don't know what to do. This fish is just stripping line just for 30, 40 seconds, and we're trying to chase it down. Let's roll it. It's kind of windy out. And, I'm almost running out of line, so I just give the thing the biggest hooks that I've ever given in my life. It's like setting a hook on a tree stump, And I'm using a trolley reel at this point. This thing's got the worst gearing on the planet. I'm not going to badmouth any companies here, but it's not a Tranx, so I have no cranking power whatsoever. So this thing is 150, 200 feet away from me, and I'm trying to reel this biggest fish I've ever, maybe that I've ever seen. There's a chance I've seen a bigger one, but pretty big fish I've ever seen. Obviously, the biggest one I've ever caught. And it's thrashing, it's going crazy, and finally hits the net, and that's how I got here. So I got to say huge thanks to North Metro Muskie's Inc. and Muskie's Inc. just for all the work they do. We would not have the fishery we have here in Minnesota or just in North America, period, without what they do. And also to Rick from Max Reproductions. Amazing work. Second to none. That is just, I'm so happy about that. So, thanks again.